Imagine grabbing an energy drink before an exam, a workout, or a late-night gaming session. Within minutes, you feel more awake, more focused, and ready to take on whatever comes next. It's easy to believe the colorful can is literally filling your body with energy. But what if that's not what's happening at all? What if one of the most popular beverages in the world doesn't actually create energy, but instead tricks your brain into feeling less tired? Today, we're separating marketing from biology to answer one simple question. Do energy drinks actually give you energy? To find the answer, we first need to understand what energy really means. When most people say they need more energy, they're talking about feeling awake and motivated. But inside your body, energy has a very specific scientific definition. Every movement you make, from blinking to breathing, is powered by a tiny molecule called ATP, short for adenosine triphosphate. Think of ATP as the body's energy currency. Every cell constantly produces and spins it to keep you alive. Your body makes ATP from the food you eat, including carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Whether it's a bowl of rice, an apple, or a sandwich, your digestive system breaks food down and converts it into usable energy. Here's the important part. An energy drink doesn't suddenly create extra ATP. So if it isn't producing new energy, why do you feel so different after drinking one? The answer lies inside your brain. As the day goes on, your brain slowly accumulates a chemical called adenosine. This chemical binds to special receptors in the brain and acts like a natural brake pedal. The more adenosine builds up, the sleepier and more tired you begin to feel. This is your body's way of saying, you've been awake for a while, it's time to rest. Caffeine has a molecular shape that's similar enough to adenosine that it can occupy the same receptors. But unlike adenosine, caffeine doesn't activate the "I'm tired" signal. Instead, it blocks those receptors. Imagine someone covering your car's fuel gauge with a sticker. Your fuel level hasn't changed, you just can't see the warning anymore. That's essentially what caffeine does. Your body is just as tired as before, but your brain temporarily stops noticing those fatigue signals. This is why energy drinks make you feel more alert without actually creating new energy. But what about the sugar? Many energy drinks contain enormous amounts of sugar, sometimes more than 10 teaspoons in a single can. Unlike caffeine, sugar really does contain calories. Your body breaks sugar down into glucose, which cells can convert into ATP. So technically, sugar contributes energy. But here's the catch. There's nothing unique about it. The sugar inside an energy drink works exactly the same way as the sugar in a soft drink, fruit juice, or even a candy bar. It isn't some special form of energy designed only for energy drinks. In fact, many modern energy drinks contain little or no sugar at all. Yet people still report feeling noticeably more awake after drinking them. That tells us something important. The alert feeling comes mainly from caffeine, not from sugar. If you've ever felt amazing for an hour and then completely exhausted afterward, you've experienced what's often called the energy crash. But why does that happen? First, caffeine doesn't last forever. As your liver breaks it down, it gradually leaves your bloodstream. Meanwhile, adenosine has continued building up in your brain the entire time. When the caffeine wears off, all those accumulated tiredness signals become noticeable again. If the drink also contained a large amount of sugar, your blood sugar levels may rise rapidly and later fall, making you feel even more fatigued. And none of this changes one important fact. If you're sleep deprived, caffeine doesn't erase the need for sleep. It only postpones your awareness of it. That's why relying on energy drinks night after night often becomes less effective over time. Many brands also advertise ingredients like taurine, guarana, ginseng, and large doses of B vitamins. These names sound impressive, and scientists continue studying some of them. However, current research shows that caffeine is responsible for most of the immediate increase in alertness. The additional ingredients may have smaller or uncertain effects, depending on the product and the individual. That doesn't mean energy drinks are always harmful. For healthy adults, moderate caffeine intake can improve alertness, reaction time, concentration, and even some aspects of physical performance. That's one reason athletes, students, and shift workers often use caffeine strategically. But more isn't always better. High amounts of caffeine can increase heart rate, raise blood pressure, cause anxiety, interfere with sleep, and leave some people feeling shaky or restless. The effects vary from person to person because our bodies process caffeine differently. So, do energy drinks actually give you energy? The scientific answer is both simpler and more interesting than most people expect. They don't create new biological energy. Instead, they temporarily reduce your brain's perception of fatigue, making you feel more awake while your body continues using the energy it already has. If the drink contains sugar, those calories can be converted into ATP, but that's no different from countless other foods you eat every day. The biggest boost comes from caffeine masking tiredness, not manufacturing extra energy. So the next time you reach for an energy drink, remember this. It isn't replacing sleep. It isn't charging your body's batteries. It's briefly turning down your brain's tiredness alarm. And that's a very different thing. Because in science, understanding how something works is often far more fascinating than believing the myth. Question everything. Follow the evidence. See you in the next episode. Till then, like, share, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update.